of genocide!
Guilty of genocide!
Shame on Chinese government!
Shame on Chinese government!
Shame, shame, Chinese government!
Shame, shame,
So
my name is Bianca Bachman and I'm on the board of directors of Students for Free Tibet. I am one of 55 people. I'm one of 55 people who went into Beijing this summer, this last couple of weeks, and protested inside of the belly of the beast. These protests were often quite simple, and China just can't really bear the thought of just the littlest sign of protest, and they detained and deported every one of these 55 people, except for one. Right now, the latest that we heard, I'm sure most of you know, that there were 10 people who remained in detention as of last night. 6 of them were citizen journalists. They were just there to report on what they saw in the protest. They were there to amplify the voice of Tibetan people. And they were detained. They were given 10-day sentences of administrative detention, as they called it, so they could extrajudicially sentence them. They didn't have to go through the courts that way. But, and then there were another 4 that actually did protest. They pulled out a Tibetan flag outside of the bird's nest. They raised their rangzhen fists in defiance and resistance, and they were then tackled and detained and also given the same sentences. But the U.S. ambassador to China today China time, put so much pressure on the Chinese government to get them out and said that you need to respect human rights, and China released them in the last few hours. So 8 of our American friends are on their way home now. And they're going to deserve a really big welcome because they spent quite a few days in jail. However, in all of this, please remember, in all of this, in all that we've done, it does not compare to what Tibetans are doing inside Tibet. The protests that started on March 10th, the biggest protests that we've seen in the movement, have been the most inspiring thing for me these last few months. Unfortunately, the crackdown that's happening right now inside Tibet is also the worst of what we've seen. We've heard reports of Tibetans being shot and killed just for protesting nonviolently. So for this, I think we all stand together and stand strong against the Chinese government and say no more. So thank you very much.